Hi, my friends. I was going to call this video just pure entertainment. We recently attended a Providence Hospital St. Jude Foundation Memorial Gala fashion show and dance. And it was the Roaring Twenties theme. But after attending this event, I was so inspired. I am calling this video, How to Conquer Your Loneliness, Help Others, and Have a Real Kick-Ass Time. But it's true. This is for you, ladies and gentlemen, who are lonely and have not been able to get out. The name of the game is volunteerism. Your life will change. These people, everyone, the cancer survivors, those that are in treatment, in remission, all the committee members were so happy. They had all made friends and they put on this wonderful, wonderful fashion show, dance with a band, a beautiful dinner, and we had the most wonderful time. It was raising money for cancer research for the hospital. And all the models in this show were cancer warriors and survivors, men and women. There were the most wonderful people who were on all kinds of committee. Our daughter, Debbie, is the hospital CEO foundation head. And she and her committees, all sorts of committees, helped plan this.
And we'd like to thank all of our event sponsors and underwriters.
And that's why we were there. And some of our daughters and sons were there as well. And it was such a wonderful time. In our past videos, we had been planning our outfits, and you ladies helped us choose our outfits. I'll show you women in diamonds and pearls and fabulous swingy dresses. Look at Kathy's shoes. Are they fabulous? Kathy, you look magnificent. Thank you. Okay. Thank you. I'll show you men dressed like gangsters or elegant gentlemen in tails, spats and shoes. I have video clips of people dancing. I have videos of these wonderful cancer survivors and warriors who were the models. And then they all came out in these fabulous Roaring Twenties outfits. They were clowning around, older men being funny and women twirling their boas and just having so much fun. after that, the band came out and we all started dancing, and the hooping and hollering and the fun began. You're gonna love the clips, so stay tuned for the whole video. Look at the wonderful people who planned this event. A lot of these people, if they weren't on committees, all the people that were there as guests, buying their tickets, and then donating all sorts of cash and various other things, they all helped the hospital for cancer research in a huge way, and at the same time had a wonderful, wonderful time. You are gonna love this video, so stay tuned. It's mostly videos and clips. I couldn't believe the number of people who planned this event, all committee members, and in the end they had all the committee members come up on the stage and do the Charleston. They had practiced for weeks, and there were, I would say, 50 or 100 of these men and women who all were dressed in the most fabulous costumes, and they did a Charleston. They had committees that made crafts, these wonderful feather headbands for the women that were set out on a table. Well, I do have a few rabbit hole stories, but I want to keep them to a minimum because I have so much in the way of video clips that you're going to want to see. You're going to see these wonderful cancer survivors modeling clothes and their personalities. They were so upbeat. They were so inspirational. It was amazing. I have clips of all of us, my family, having so much fun, and I had to spend the day in bed yesterday just recuperating from all my dancing that I did with Matthew and Micah. So my two little rabbit stories. One started on Friday, the day before the event. Colleen, our youngest daughter, had her flapper costume all ready to go, but she had red high heels. They were fabulous. We decided she needed a red boa. So she went out to Party City and she found a red boa, gorgeous big long boa, which went perfectly with her black sequiny dress and fishnet stockings. And she left it on the stairway in a bag. You know they have two wonderful dogs, Harley and Coda. Well, she went to do something, walked into the living room, and there were red feathers all over the living room floor. Coda had gotten into the bag. The two dogs had the most fun tossing this thing around. One of the sons had seen it, by the way. And the boa did survive. As a result, I think for 2 days, Coda has been passing red feathers. Colleen looked fabulous in her boa. And the other story was that Matthew was just dancing all the time with his wife, with me, and then some of the older women who were there as single women came up to him, and he was the, what might you call it, the escort dance partner for many, many women at the hospital. We all laughed at Matthew. He looked so beautiful. He was in tails and those black and white spectators. We all had so much fun. Now, I can't use a lot of the sound because of the music. I will get a strike on my video if I use other people's music. But I will try and find Roaring Twenties, Charleston, can type music to fill in. So if the dancers don't seem to be jiving to my music, just think of what they might be doing with other. The band was fabulous. The real story that I'm trying to tell here is that all of you women who have not been able to get out, and men, by the way, or who are lonely and need friends and want to do good for other people, there are ways for you to do this by getting out and volunteering. Now, this just happened to be a hospital event that many people were needed to plan this event. And the planning went on for 5 or 6 months. So if you happen to get on one of these committees, you'd be having fun for 5 or 6 months and then probably be at the ball yourself doing dancing and having fun or whatever they're planning. Hospitals do fundraising balls, my daughter tells me, like this all the time. I'm sure there are hospitals in your neighborhoods close by, and I'm sure there's senior transportation that can get you there if you don't drive. But now, if this isn't your gig, they still need so many volunteers in hospitals, in the gift shops. If you want direct contact with patients, you can bring flowers to the room, you can serve somehow, so many ways in these hospitals, and they need you so badly. Now, I did a little bit of research this morning on ways for people to volunteer, not only in hospitals, but other community organizations. I'm going to read a few. This is the opportunity for you to not only do something great for other people, but it would make you feel so fulfilled and happy, and maybe even gather you all sorts of new friends and relationships. Now, let's see, join a committee in a school, in a community service project. As you know, there are many organizations that are going right now that help the poor, and you know what they are. Everything from local charities, missions, food banks, shelters, the Red Cross. You can volunteer in any one of those. I still say volunteering for the fundraising foundations of a hospital or a community project will bring you more fun, but still in all, at the same time, you can do so much good everywhere else. If you need intellectual stimulation, go and volunteer in a school system. That you can become readers in the classrooms to little children. You can help plan reading programs. Emotional connections, that would be hospitals and nursing homes. Volunteer. Just get out there and have some fun, meet new people, and in the meantime, just think of I want to call it God's work that you are doing. And as we were eating dinner, they started these live auctions, and you know, when you raise your paddle with your number on it to contribute on various levels of money, that always brings in a lot of money. People just raising paddles they had a small live auction, and the bidding went on, and lots of laughs and hooting and hollering. And then in the end, the whole planning committee they had so many different committees. This is where the fun is. And this went on for 5 or 6 months. they all came out and did a Charleston, which they had practiced for and everything. So they were all there, all the committee members. Colleen's husband, Micah, who is a television newscaster, the MC for the event.
Family members, mentors, and members of the planning committee and staff, please come up to take a final bow of honors. Come on up. You know who you are.
Morning after that, we all met downstairs for a breakfast brunch buffet and just talked all about the night and how wonderful it was and stories, and we call it the morning after hash, which was so fun. Well, I want to thank you for watching. I hope you stayed for the whole video because one clip is as good as the next one. And I hope you all have made up your minds that you would like to go out and volunteer somewhere in this great big wide world of ours, whether it's a local community, whether it's food banks and missions for the poor, whether it's hospitals, every organization, animal shelters, they all need you. And if you want to have some fun and meet some people and conquer your loneliness and boredom, get out and volunteer. Well, see you in the next video soon. I hope I'm off my schedule, but we'll get together soon again. I love you. God bless us all.